Hi everyone, Callum here back for yet another video, and today I'll be talking about my visit to Loch Ness. Now basically with everything going on and travelling not really happening, I thought I would take the opportunity to travel within the country, go see a bit of the own home country while we're all here, we're all stuck in it, because I don't normally do it. So it's the best opportunity to kind of do these sort of things. So the reason I went to visit Loch Ness is I've always claimed I am the worst Scotsman. A lot of the times when I get asked when I used to live down in England by people in South England, or a lot of French people who live down there, are about certain factors in Scotland, one of them being Loch Ness. And basically I get asked tons of questions about it and I quite frankly don't know any answers. Anytime I get asked anything about any of the Scottish monuments at all, I just be like, I don't know. So I thought this would be the year I would try and amend that and actually get a bit of the home culture inside me. So on this trip, I decided to tick Loch Ness off that list. In this video, I'll be going over probably the 5 things I learned that was quite interesting, at least to me, about Loch Ness while I was there. Basically because I hadn't this camera with me, I only had my drone, so I couldn't talk while I was there, so I had to use footage for something. So basically this video is going to be a 5 things I learned while visiting Loch Ness. So fact number 1, Loch Ness was actually formed by the collision between 2 sections of land that collided centuries, if not thousands of years ago. And basically where the 2 land masses collided, there then developed a valley carved by glaciers during, obviously, the last ice age that formed Loch Ness, as well as 3 other of the great lochs in Scotland. Now, so that means that Loch Ness is actually more a space between a collision of 2 land masses. Fact number 2, in terms of dimensions, Loch Ness is roughly 56 to 57 kilometers squared, obviously making it the 2nd biggest loch in Scotland. Within that though, this loch contains over 200 billion cubic feet of water, or X amount less in metric. I have not done the sums on that. But basically that means you could take every single person on the planet at this current point in time, put them in this loch, and there will still be space for more. Fact number 3, Loch Ness never freezes. Now this could be partially due to the fact it is relatively free flowing, which means it doesn't stay stationary long enough to freeze, but it is also due to the fact of the water depth that's there. Just the sheer mass of water means that it never freezes, but it also means it never heats up. Loch Ness is roughly about 4 to 5 degrees all year round, never warming up, never cooling down, and that's just due to the sheer depth and volume of water in that space. There's just not enough light or heat to penetrate much below the surface to heat the water up by more than a negligible amount, and thus also the same in terms of freezing because it's not stationary enough. Fact number 4, and this will be the one every single conspiracy theorist or just lover of myths and legends will hate me for, but any long-necked creature, whether dinosaur, lizard, I don't know, animal, mammal, whatever we think the Loch Ness monster is, anything with that length of neck will not be able to survive in Loch Ness. And even if you take away all the factors between space to move around, where it can hide, where it can keep itself safe, A, B and C, the fact it's never seen, is that we can look at the food pyramid that is in Loch Ness. And basically, in order to sustain something of that length and that sheer mass of creature, there's just not a sustainable amount of fish within the ecosystem within Loch Ness. You've got a limited amount of algae and a limited amount of small insects or sized creatures who feast on that algae, then a limited amount of bigger fish, and the biggest fish you tend to find in Loch Ness is typically salmon or I think trout. In order to sustain that size of creature, you basically need to be having shoals of fish coming in basically by the truckload to feed it every single day. And fact number 5, which isn't so much a fact as a personal opinion, is that Loch Ness is one of the most beautiful lochs I have personally ever seen. Now this is for a variety of reasons. One, due to its vast depth, light does not penetrate to the floor of this loch, which makes the water a really dark, blackish sort of shade all year round. So if you go when it's really sunny, it's a really lovely day, you get this nice shadowy effect offsetting against the bright greenery of the vegetation nearby and the bright blue skies, etc. And that's it for this video. I hopefully kept it quite short. I was aiming to try and condense it a little bit, hence why I'm making this little kind of condensed ball shape with my hands. But basically that was my adventure to Loch Ness, and I have to say it was definitely worth going. So if you didn't learn anything else from this video, I would say one thing I would definitely recommend is any sort of typical tourist trap in your local area. Now that tourists aren't there, this is now the perfect time to go and experience that. So basically anything that's nearby you that you usually stay clear of because you are a local, and let's face it, nobody likes tourists as good as they are for the industry. Now is the perfect time to go see it and enjoy it for the beauty of what it is without all the crowds, obviously. So that's it. That's the video done. Catch you in the next one. Bye.